Right, today guys, we're going to rebuild and re-wick the Reload Clone RTA with some of these Dr. Cool version 2 by Advogan. Okay, let's go off and clean this and I'll be back in a minute. Right, okay, here are the parts of the Reload Clone RTA. And as you can see, there are already some, I think they're just normal Clapton cores in there. They're okay cores, but they don't give a great deal of flavour. So I'm going to rip those out now. Okay, let's put it on the Cool Master tab. Right, here's the box of coils. See, we got some, I think the S alien means super alien coils, and you get normal alien, fused Clapton, tiger core, fused Clapton with tri-core, and normal Clapton core. Those ones were the ones that I had in last time, but I think the Reload can accommodate much bigger coils, so what should we go for? We'll go for a couple of the stainless steel tri-core fused Clapton, which does not want to focus. Anyway, we'll use those. Right, so with these postless desks, you've got to try and guesstimate how much you need to take off the actual legs. So done these a few times, so I reckon we'll go about there. Get our coiling rod. Let's just do a little tester. I think I've cut those a bit short, you know. Muppet. Let's get the older pliers out and try and put them out a bit. Measure the other ones. Should be there. There. Oops. Seriously think I've cut those a bit short. Fuck it, let's do them up anyway. Try and move them into the centre. See, the airflow comes up from the bottom side, so we want it basically in the middle of here. These coils here need to be centred to allow for that airflow to come up in the correct position. That's not actually too bad, actually, looking at it. Let's get the next one in. It's a bit deformed, that coil. See if I can straighten it. There you go, should look something like that. Not too bad. Not too shabby, as Vaping with Twisted would say. Let's give it another push it out. How's that looking? Not too bad. Right. I'll take it off here now. Give these a little pulse. In fact, I'm going to have a little drag of the old drone with the Goon 1.5 clone, of course. Have a little go on that. Right, so now we're going to just crank these Allen screws up a bit. You want these cores nice and tight to give the best connection you can get. See, I've got it on the mod now, the old Smock GX350. Now we can give it a few pulses to see if we can bed these cores in. New core 0.12. Shut the watch down a little bit. What we're trying to do is get them to glow evenly from the inside out. I find strumming them helps do that. You can also pinch them. Get rid of these hot spots so you can see. Not actually too bad, actually, these are good calls. Just going to pause it there because I'm going to go and just run them under the tap just to clean off all the excess shite that might be on them. Back in a moment. Okay, we're back now. I've just adjusted them so they're more or less the same sort of height. Maybe just that one up a little bit. Don't look too bad. So let's give them another pulse. Like I say, what you want them to do is glow out evenly from the centre of the core out to the edges. So I need to get that one up a little bit more. Just space them slightly. Make them look pretty. How's that look? Not too bad. Yeah, that's pretty close. Just push them in a little bit. Right, that's good. Right, let's get our cotton. Right, I normally use cotton bacon, but I've just bought a load of this Muji cotton off Amazon for about £7 for 140 sheets, I think. So should last a year or two. So, whereas cotton bacon is like £3 or £4 for 10 little strips. So I thought I'd try some of this out. That'd be a good idea. Right, so what we do is pull the outer layers off, because they're a bit rough and ready really. So, and then try and thin it out a little bit, get rid of any imperfections. What you want to do is try and keep it as fluffy as you can, so the e-juice can be sucked up nicely. So pinch that, push it through. You want it sort of not too tight but not too loose as well. So that should be about right. Okay, let's do the other side as well. Shit off. Roll it up a bit. Back in the camera. Right. Pinch on that, push it through. Twist it as well if you like to help it. That's about right. Right, now you want to enough cotton so it just sits in that that little juice well in there. So just eyeball it. Get your scissors. Just cut it around about there. Same on that side. Now I can see from that side how much I need, about there. There. Right, now I'm going to rake it a little bit. Just want these strands to be sort of fluffy and loose as possible. Just want that e-liquid to have no obstacles in the way when it's trying to work its way up to the coil. I've also found with this particular tank, you just do want to just trim it down a little bit more. It's quite finicky that you sometimes get dry hits if there's too much cotton stuff down there, so just going to trim it off a little bit. Right, make sure that's nice and fluffy still. Right, here we go. It's the fun part. Got to try and tuck this lot down into the juice well without trying to stuff it in. Keep it. Try and keep the fluffiness if you can. It's not too bad. And the other side. I don't know if that's slightly too long, is it? Just trim that. Okay. Just tuck it from the bottom. Like the back of the cotton duck first, and then you can ease in the top. So if there's too much in there, you can always hack a bit off afterwards. So you don't want this rammed full of cotton. The juice needs to be able to easily flow. Okay. Tell you what, let's get some juice. Back in a sec. Right, back again. Got some juice here, which is my homemade strawberry and cream. Bought from the flavour concentrate is from McAdam's confectionery on eBay, and I think the VG is like a pharmaceutical grade VG. I also got from eBay. And it works out, well, put it this way, this bottle can hold about 60 to 70 ml. And in the shops, that'll probably cost you, I don't know, pre-made, at least 15, 20 quid. Make sure that's level. And this works out about, I don't know, 3 quid. So just turn that wattage up. Right, I do give it a couple of test fires, get the juice bedded into that coil, and then just saturate it. It smells good. Alright, just the finishing touches, just make sure that cotton is in there, but still loose enough to be able to fit your tweezers in. These angle tweezers here are pretty handy. I'm not sure that looks level enough, but let's just get the ceramic ones out. Just ease that up a little bit. So what you want to make sure is none of that cotton is touching those that big airflow hole on either side, because otherwise you'll be leaking out this bottom bit here. And that's a pain in the ass because it goes all over your mod down to 510. So anyway, that doesn't look too bad. So get the chimney section back on. Try not to snag any of that cotton you just put in there. Okay, just going to shut the airflow control before we fill it up. Now we can fill this bad boy up. Okay, let's get this top back on. And there we have it, the Reload clone, re-wicked with a couple of stainless steel tri-core fused Claptons, 28 gauge and a 38 gauge outer wrap. And just take it off the mod again, just double check that resistance. Should be coming in at about 0.15 because it's 0.3 per core. It's coming at 0.12, so it's not too bad. There you go. Right, here we are back up top of the Reload clone, freshly wicked, with my new stainless steel cores, tri-core fused Claptons, coming in at 0.12 ohms, and I'm vaping it at 56 watts. So here we go. So as you can see, plenty of vapour, really nice flavour. It's a more dense vape this time with the tri-core fused Clapton cores. There's more surface area to vaporise basically, so it's a much better vape. Let's have another one. Anyway, there you go. My name's Mike, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.